Do you know the story behind the word boycott? Would you like to know its role in the Indian freedom movement, or how the word was born in 1880 Ireland? Would it surprise you to know that there's even an app for it now? All this and more coming up. But first, do subscribe to the English Nut. The Irish and the Indians have a shared history of rising up against British subjugation, and Indian freedom fighters took inspiration from the successes of the Irish people. In 1905, the British divided the state of Bengal into two, East and West Bengal. The division was along communal lines. The intent was to curb the growing power of Bengal by fostering disunity, the famous divide and rule policy of the British Raj. The Bengali intelligentsia resented the move and passed a boycott resolution in the Calcutta City Hall on August 7, 1905. Now, what does boycott mean exactly? Well, the meaning has evolved over time, but let me try to give you a comprehensive definition which includes its different aspects. Boycott means to withdraw from commercial or social relations with a country, organization, or person as a protest or punishment. It is usually done for social, political, moral, or environmental reasons. The purpose is to change the objectionable behavior of the target by expressing moral outrage or inflicting economic loss. I know, that was quite a mouthful. Let's go back to the Bengal boycott to get a better sense of the concept. That boycott took the form of rejecting British goods like cloth, sugar, and salt. It was extended to staying away from all colonial government institutions like schools, colleges, courts, and legislative councils. This protest spread from Calcutta, now known as Kolkata, to the rest of the country and became the Swadeshi movement, which played a key role in the Indian struggle for independence. While this boycott movement was one of the earliest ones the world had seen, the original boycott took place in Ireland 25 years earlier. That's actually where the word boycott was born. It was 1880. After a year of bad harvests, Lord Erne, an absentee landlord, decided to be generous and offer his tenants a 10% discount on their rents. The tenants asked for a bigger reduction to help them make ends meet, but the ruthless landlord decided to evict them instead. And for this job, he sent his land agent, Captain Charles Boycott. Aha! So this is where the word came from. Yes, here is the rest of the story. Shortly before the incident, Charles Stuart Parnell, leader of the National Irish Land League, gave a speech encouraging the social ostracism of new tenants who took the place of evicted tenants. Now, Captain Boycott had to find other tenants or seasonal workers to harvest the crops. But it was understood by the locals that those who took the place of evicted tenants were to be socially shunned, so nobody came forward. Finally, Boycott had to bring in 50 men from other areas to harvest the crop. He arranged for a regiment of the 19th Royal Hussars and more than 1,000 men of the Royal Irish Constabulary to protect the harvesters, because it was beyond his understanding that this was a non-violent protest. The exercise ended up costing the British government more than £10,000 to harvest just about £500 worth of crops. Boycott himself was socially isolated not only by his employees but by others in the community. His household help abandoned him. Local businessmen stopped trading with him. Shops refused to serve him. Even the postman stopped delivering his mail. Boycott rapidly became a household name as first the British and then the international press picked up the story. James Redpath of the New York Tribune was the first overseas reporter to write about the boycott. On January 22nd, 1881, the Spectator used the word figuratively for the first time. Dame Nature arose, she boycotted London from Kew to Mile End. And thus, a name became a word almost overnight. Some new words soon die out, but this one kept on going, though the context and manner of its use evolved. It often takes the form of consumer activism today, via social media, where people are discouraged from buying branded products from companies that degrade the environment, use child labor, or practice discrimination based on race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation. There is even an app for it. It's scans the barcode on a product and tells you whether its parent company sources genetically modified ingredients, has unacceptable carbon emissions, or conducts cruel animal testing. If the practices of the company do not conform to your values, you simply boycott the brand. If you've come across some other examples of boycotts, do write them below. On YouTube, please click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so you know whenever a new video comes along. And if you're enjoying my content, do get at least one other person to subscribe. I'm the English Nut. Bye for now.